Hi, welcome to Keto Cooking with Tammi Collins. If you're new to our channel, be sure and click subscribe so that you don't miss any of our yummy keto recipes. Every recipe is included in our description. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to cooking some good keto food. Soda bread. Now, some recipes for Irish soda bread call for raisins and currants or either or. I prefer not to have that because I like to eat this as a bread like you would eat biscuits or rolls or however, and I don't necessarily think I want something sweet in that. But again, it depends on how you eat the soda bread. Are you saving it as an end of dinner sort of dessert type thing, or are you actually eating it with your meal? So we're going to actually be eating it with our meal, so we're going to do it my way. All right, so we're going to put in 1.25 cups of almond flour. Now, I've seen some recipes that say that your almond flour needs to be blanched, but our friends at Costco have blanched it for us, so that's one less step that has to be done. All right. Now we're going to add some coconut flour, 2 tablespoons, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/8 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of stevia, which makes it really yummy, and the baking powder. Maybe I already said baking powder and baking soda. It's all got to be in there. All right, so we want to mix this up because it can get clumpy. And unlike my mashed potatoes, mashed cauliflower, I don't want my bread lumpy. Nothing worse, I don't think. All right, so once you feel like you've got it pretty well, it looks pretty smooth. So we are going to add 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Now you have the option of sour cream or heavy whipping cream, but for this I like the sour cream. There's something about that extra bit of zhuzh that sour cream has. And then we're going to do a little bit of a science experiment. We're going to put 1/2 tablespoon of, oh, there it was, like a little volcano, apple cider vinegar. All right, so we're going to mix this up. Now, this particular recipe, and I kind of use this as a rule of thumb for all of my recipes, however many eggs it calls for, and I find this especially true for keto recipes, I add an extra one. My stepmom, Cindy Morrison, years and years ago when I was learning to cook, told me that eggs are nature's glue. Who knew? Cindy did. So we're going to add 3, even though it only calls for 2. And eggs are like the perfect food, so you can't really go wrong with eggs in anything. All right, so if you find that, you know, your mixture is a little runnier than perhaps you want, you're going to go ahead and add a little more almond flour, and we'll just do it a little bit at a time so that we're not overdoing it. And then you want to save a little bit to put on your cutting board for rolling it around and making the dough pretty so it doesn't stick to your cutting board. And I love this handmade cutting board that my dear friend Megan Longmire got me for Christmas. Her dad made it, and her mom carved a C in it for us, which I thought was very nice. Every time I use it, I think of Megan, which is nice because she's a good friend. So we're going to add just a little bit more. Good thing I added extra eggs, huh? Okay, that's a good consistency. All right. So our shepherd's pie, we've got 2 minutes. All right, so we're going to take a bit of this and dump it out on this cutting board. Spread it around. This is just like you would do biscuits or corn flour with cornmeal and to make cornbread. So you put this out. And you just sort of, just like you would any other dough. And then sometimes you have to go back and get a little more flour so that it's the right consistency. I remember watching my Mama Morrison make biscuits, and man, she made good biscuits. They were famous throughout Jackson County, West Virginia, I'm just telling you. Everybody talked about Lena Mae Morrison's biscuits. But I can remember watching her do this, and I would think, golly, she's adding a lot of flour. But then, you know, when you get old enough to start cooking, you realize, yeah, you kind of have to do that. Now, to be fair, my Mama Johnson also made really good biscuits, but Mama Morrison's were famous. All right, so there is our shepherd's pie calling for us to pay attention to it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pause this, because 350 is what we have to have for this Irish bread as well. So we're just going to make a nice little pat of this here. All right. Now, some people, not everybody, but some, will take a knife and make a pretty little X through the bread. It's kind of like when you make peanut butter cookies and you use the fork to make the little prong emblems, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so we've got our soda bread ready to go in. So that just worked out perfectly. So we're going to pop this in the oven, again at 350. And we're going to bake that for 20 to 25 minutes. I always go with the lesser of the two because I don't like stuff burnt, and sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I burn stuff and I hate that. So I always try to err on the side of caution. All right, so let's go ahead and cut into this. Oh my goodness. Again, I wish you could smell this. Does that help? You know, I was talking about my Mama Morrison and her famous biscuits in Jackson County, West Virginia, and my brother sent me my brother Lance, my baby brother, I look younger, sent me a recipe that he had been given by a dear family friend that was Mama's biscuit recipe, and I will never forget. It made me emotional. But got to give a shout out to the Sandyville United Methodist Church, where my Papa Morrison was a minister for many, many years. My family still goes to church there. So, all right, so we're going to just try this, even though it's piping hot. Oh, golly, look at that. Just look at that. All right. Very hot. And very yummy. I think you're going to enjoy this version of shepherd's pie. Even though we did have a few alterations, it's still just as yummy. And if you don't tell anybody what it really is, they might not know. I have girlfriends who do not tell their husbands or their children that it's healthy. They don't tell them that it's keto. They don't tell them anything. They just serve it and let the raves go on. So we'll be right back because the bread's about done. Okay, our bread should, and there it is. It's done. So we're going to turn this off and we're going to get it out. Oh my goodness. Look at that. And there's our pretty crisscross. Ooh. That looked like it wasn't quite done in the middle, which happens. So let's just try it. Nope. So you see, I only put it in for 20 minutes because, you know, err on the side of caution. So we're going to put this back in for just a few more minutes so that it'll be perfectly crispy and that butter will melt all over it. Okay, Back on 350, and off we go. Okay, so our bread is done, I think. We've had to stick it back in because err on the side of caution. Oh, now this looks crispy crunchy. However, when I was little, and I didn't realize I did this until my parents told me, anything that I thought was really far too sweet, sweeter than it should have been, I would say, boy, this is crispy. This is a different kind of crispy. This is like a good, yummy, crunchy, crispy. All right, so let's take out a piece, put it on our plate. Ooh, that's a little bit hot. Gee, I wonder, 350 degrees. Alrighty, so we're going to turn this around and we are going to cut this in half. Take some butter. Oh my goodness, it's like putting frosting on a cake. Yum. Look at that, just drizzle that butter everywhere. Sure, that's a thing somewhere. In my house, it's a thing. Drizzle butter. Okay. Now, if this was already cool, I would cut it in half and just pick it up like you would normally eat bread during dinner. But because it's not, I'm just gonna take a little taste of it. It's falling apart. You see, I didn't add enough eggs. It's because I added more flour, you see. Eggs are nature's glue, and I didn't add enough, but let's try the taste. That is really good. Oh my goodness. Like, you wouldn't know this was keto bread. You would think it was cornbread. Quite actually. Yeah, this is delicious. But we do donate all of this food to the Valley Light Foundation. It is a faith-based organization, and LIGHT actually stands for living in God's hope and truth. And I love that. Being a child of God, it makes me so happy to be able to help others that are, it's a transitional housing thing for men and women that help them get back on their feet and do, you know, what they want to do and be prosperous citizens. So I'm thrilled that we can help them. So anyway, we're going to come right back. We're going to do some cheesecake, and it's going to be yummy. Stay tuned.